Let's grade the trade deadline. Jim Bowden did his list. Don't show it yet, but he did his list. He gave out 5 A's, 15 B's, 7 C's, and 3 D's. AJ was very excited for my list. I gave out 6 A's, 14 B's, 8 C's, and 2 D's. A's first. I'll give you Bowden's A's. He gave the Mariners an A, the Padres an A, the Mets an A minus, the Phillies an A minus, and the Giants an A minus.
Why the Giants? Bob had them as loser.
He really liked their returns in their deals, and he gave them credit for their trade season, which included Rafael Devers, even though the team
Even though they've been the worst team in baseball since they got him?
Right, but he likes the deal long term. The team stinks. I gave the Giants a B+ because I actually thought, they got some major league guys for Rodgers. They pivoted in the right way. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. Sell off some pieces. That's what they did. Doval still had another year, but I think you sell high. He's having a great year. So I think you got to thread the needle a little bit. I think Buster Posey entered a little bit of a mess, and he's trying to buy his way out of it, but you also still need a farm system. They did not do a great job of that. So B+ for me on the Giants. I know he gave him an A-. And besides that, Kratz, I had the Yankees with an A- to go along with the Mets and Phillies too. They fixed third. They got their 2 platoon bench guys. They got 3 bullpen arms, 2 of which could close for many teams. So are you not entertained? A-. If they get a starter, you give them the A or the A+, but that's a pretty nice deadline. He gave him a B+. So, and then last one for me where I differed to him is he had the Twins actually in the B+. I gave him an A. But we talked about this yesterday. They cleared their roster to get sold. And if you're a Twins fan, whatever gets your team sold fastest wins. Joe Polad's scorched earth on the way out, or the Polad family in general. They're hopefully about to sell the team. And the more that they can clear, the easier it makes it to do.
By the way, they're sending out season ticket renewals this year for 5% increase. Just FYI.
Increase.
Yeah,
but they're on their way out, and so they're just messing with people at this point.
I'm just saying.
I know. But if you're a Twins fan, I know it hurts that you traded 40% of your big league roster, but the number one thing you should root for is someone new to run that ship. And it doesn't always work out that way either, but this is pretty bad, and it's been a while. So I give him an A. Where do you differ on the A's?
First of all, I'm not sure exactly how. Did he give a lot of B's out there? Is there a lot of B pluses?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he gave 15
Because I was told in school that B's and C's are average, so I'm pretty happy with those. To me, I agree with you. I would have put the Tigers a little bit lower. I think they just kind of did stuff. I think they just kind of middled around. They got more guys than other teams, but to me, I would put them in more like the C+ range. Doesn't mean they're a C+ team. I think the Yankees are an A. The only reason I'm going to give them an A- is because I don't know how these guys are going to fit in New York. How does Bednar, who's only ever closed, do in a non-closer role? Is that great? Is that something that relieves some stress when you're coming to the big city? What happens if Devin Williams falls again? Luke Weaver hasn't been great since he's come back. Is Bednar that guy? Is Camilo Duvall that guy? To me, I think they got a lot of great pieces. How it works in New York, I don't know. They even upgraded their defense, which is something that I didn't think they could do, and I think they did it really well. Yankees fans eviscerated me for saying that Brian Cashman did a great job. They said, talk to me when we get a ring. I was like, well, the only way to get a ring is to actually make these moves. To me, I don't think the Braves did bad. I think the only 2 teams, if you're not giving any Fs, the only 2 teams that should get an F are the Rockies and the White Sox.
All right, well, now let's show the board, since I was only doing A's, and then Kratz gets an F for not following directions. But let's show the board. You were going through your whole list. I was just on the A's.
He lost me on the C.
Kratz gets an F. So there's one F on this board. It's all the way to the right. Kratz didn't follow directions. But anyway.
How did the Rockies get a B-? I mean, I guess they traded McMahon and Bird to the Yankees. I mean, I guess they didn't really have that much to trade, though, so... But they should be more of like a didn't do much.
They traded. They basically sit out most deadlines, right? They traded
Pirates
Ryan
should get
McMahon.
A better grade just for the fact they got someone to take a Brian Hayes.
Wait, but the
if
Rockies.
You're Bob Nutting, that's what he's saying.
Hold up, the Rockies got a B- from Bowden. I give him a B. They traded Jake Bird and Ryan McMahon. What else did you want them to do?
That's what I'm saying. That's all they had. So
it's a B. You have to do what you can work with, right? Yeah. So I actually thought that was fine. He said B-. I think it's a B. Pirates, you asked about?
Pirates got B- on Jim's list.
They're a C for me. They held on to 3 rentals. Andrew Heaney,
they got rid of
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Tommy Pham. The C is all on the Key Brian Hayes money dump.
And they moved Bednar.
And they moved Bednar. I don't like the return. Ben Cherington does. JB gave him a B-.
Especially Ben Cherington says we could have got more, but we wanted these players. Don't you just get the best players available
No. Not if you're the Pirates. You're honored to get that phone call from the Yankees.
They have a different evaluation system.
It's better. Their evaluation system's working better than most everyone else's.
Okay.
Just look at the results.
That is not something anybody said. The only other part, because I was the only person that actually turned in my homework before the show, is I did go off the rails and start talking about my Fs, but the Mets. I don't care if you give them an A- or not, but you can't have the Phillies in the same realm. I think the Mets did more than what the Phillies did. I think their additions, and I agree with what Bob said and what Bob said other GMs said, I feel like their additions in the bullpen are going to make that team a problem. And it takes so much pressure off of David Peterson, who has been pitching really well. It takes pressure off of Sean Manaea, who's coming back from injury, and he's hasn't thrown that much this year. Frankie Montas, who I think they're playing with house money with what they've gotten from him already. Kodai Senga. Like, it takes pressure off of these guys. They don't need to go long, and you're not just going to pieces in the bullpen. You're going to absolute studs, from Reed Garrett to Rogers to Helsley to Edwin Diaz. I'm forgetting something. Raley and Soto. I think the Mets, the moves they made, are a solid A, or at least above the Phillies. They can't be on the same realm as the Phillies.
Okay. I mean, I thought what the Phillies did was nice, though. They got a good outfielder, and they got a closer.
For me, I feel like they're both.
Because where else are you filling in places for the Phillies?
So for me, they're A- and not an A or an A+, because they could have gotten one more reliever. For me, there's a couple guys that you could replace, because now you have super bullpens being built, and their bullpen's good compared to those, but not great, right? There are a number of bullpens still better than theirs. For me, on the Mets, A-. They did everything they wanted to do. They didn't go overboard. Like, for me, you get the one starter on top of that, right? You get one more starter. That gets them the A or the A+. You fill your needs and then some. Okay. You fill all of your needs. You're in the A range. But that's, to me, where it differs. Like, I still had to have a separation between the Padres and the Mets. Padres are an A, Mets are an A-.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, fair.
Padres filled all their needs and then some.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, Tigers for me, that's the grade that I wrote down that I probably regret. I put them at B-, and I think that they should be in the C range. Bowden put them at B. For me, it's a ton of quantity, but no high leverage reliever, no guaranteed high leverage reliever, and no right-handed bat. So I actually regret my B-. I'd like to give them a C or a C+.
That's fine.
Thank you. Bowden gave the Orioles a B+. He liked their returns. You know what was interesting when I started digging through their returns, Kratz? Mostly A-ball guys, like 17-year-old shortstop Wilfred De La Cruz, 19-year-old righty Boston Bateman, 20-year-old shortstop Cobb Hightower. Man, they must feel like they're. I'm not surprised. It's just he must have assurance. That front office must have assurance that they're good. They're fine.
Yeah.
Because some people are like, oh, well, Elias is gone after this season. I don't think so.
No.
He's staying.
Not with those trades.
Didn't Elias say he really likes his team going forward? He's disappointed with his – what did he say? He's disappointed with the trade deadline, but right here. After an incredibly busy deadline for the Orioles, Elias is unhappy with how the season has gone, but he's happy with the group of players he's acquired. We're sorry 2025 has gone this way, but –
see you next year. That's all.
Next year.
Yeah, they said see you
we
next
have lots of prospects again, guys. Get excited for 5 years from now.
My 5-year plan has readjusted. Sorry, the big league guys or whatever you want to call them. You know, I don't really care what they do because I just allotted myself 5 more years. Only A-ball guys.
Yep. Got to wait until those guys prove themselves until you evaluate me. Bowden had a C+ for the Cardinals. I gave him a B. They traded their rental guys. Phil Maton, Ryan Helsley, Steven Matz. They kept their longer-term guys, which I think they should.
They could have maybe moved a catcher.
Okay. But that's why B. B for me makes sense. I thought C+ from him was too harsh.
Okay.
Dodgers, he gave him a B+. I gave him a B. I mean, there's not a ton that they need to replace. They need to get healthier. Yeah. Brock Stewart could be a high leverage guy for them.
They got rid of Outman, who was not playing for him. So
they put in Alex Call, who I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he was having a good year, plus defense and speed, 119 OPS plus. He could be one of those guys that
Sneaky
Andrew
guys,
Friedman's group falls in love with. Yeah. So it's a B for me. Kratz?
Sure. I guess nothing the Dodgers can be below a B. I mean, I don't think they needed a lot. Brock Stewart's going to be awesome. He's going to throw a lot more changeups now. I think he's a changeup heater guy. And Alex Call is going to fill in for him. They didn't really need to get other guys. I joked about it, NLCS MVP, but Alex Call was playing last year. I watched a Nats game in Philly, and he plays a nice right field. I don't know where he's going to play, probably more left. You know, maybe that platoon with Conforto that they've been trying to figure out. But it's a nice piece. B, sure. You can give him a B-. I don't care.
Last one for me. I have the Angels and Braves as D's. I mean, Braves, you got to trade Raisel Iglesias. Somebody wanted him. If you couldn't trade Ozuna, you got to trade Raisel. Like, what are you keeping him for? He's a free agent after this year. We've gone over the White Sox a lot. You can look at other videos with Luis Robert. They get a D. He gave the Angels a D. I give him a C-. I give him credit for not selling and trying at least. They didn't give anything up. They got Luis Garcia and Chafin. Do they have the pitching to last? I don't think so. But what they could have sold, Kenley, Taylor Ward, Tyler Anderson, I don't know how much they would have gotten. So I'm okay with it. C-. Obviously, they didn't add, but D to me is a little too harsh.
They're just kind of there.
They're there. Yeah.
They're just kind of there.
That's what C's are for. I mean, the Red Sox and the Cubs are in the C range for me because they're there too. Right? Mm-hmm. They still did things. They just didn't do enough. So it doesn't give you a D. D is like you did nothing.
The trade deadline has come and gone. The dust has settled. And now it's time to grade the deadlines for all 30 teams. Leave your comments down below. How do you think your team did at the deadline? Do you address the needs? Did you come up short? Are you now a World Series contender, true, legitimate? No one can question you. How are you feeling coming out of this deadline? I know after live streaming for 7 hours and interacting with many of the fans from all the different fan bases that there are some conflicting feelings here. Some players, some fan bases feel really good about what their team did, and the same fan base, there will be a completely other side of the spectrum sort of response or feeling about the deadline. Some like it, some didn't like it. It's one of those things I'm going to go through, and again, I will give you my grades for all 30 teams. How about the Dodgers next? Usually the Dodgers wouldn't have too much drama around their deadline, but they kind of do. Alex Call for Eric Swanson. Dustin May out the door. They bring back James Tibbs. Brock Stewart was the addition at the deadline, and that sent James Outman to Minnesota. Outman, a couple years ago, looked like he was going to be a thing, and then he struggled, and now he's gone, and we'll see if he can be a thing with the Minnesota Twins. Outman was crushing at AAA this year, just struggling at the big league level. He's got to make some adjustments, obviously. But Brock Stewart is great. Brock Stewart is one of the top 4 bullpen options on that team right now. But weren't we looking for something bigger? Weren't we expecting them to make a splash? Obviously, teams were holding the Dodgers, the players for the Dodgers ransom. It's like, hey, you're the Dodgers. You're going to give us more because you're the Dodgers. Look at your farm system. Look at your payroll. You're going to give us more. I don't know if there were underlying factors here, but I'm surprised that the Dodgers really come out of this deadline with Brock Stewart and Alex Call. That is a surprise. Alex Call's a good depth piece, but they don't really need outfield depth. And Alex Call's not going to take time away from the other options they have for left field, because it's really left field that they're looking to make an upgrade, because you got Teoscar in right, and you got Pages in center. Alex Call's going to take reps away from all of the options they have in left field. They have multiple options left field. I don't know. I'm rambling. But this Dodgers trade deadline was kind of interesting, kind of underwhelming, kind of a letdown for Dodger fans. And I think they needed to go bigger with the outfield upgrade. I think they needed to try to go make a splash for one of the left fielders that were available. I think they needed to go get a bigger addition to that bullpen. So this is a tough one. Dodgers fans, I wonder how you're feeling. I think I'm going to be in this. I'm going to put them right on the line with the Cubs in this sort of like C- D+ range. That's the best I can do for the Dodgers at this deadline. Nobody gets an F. Congratulations. Everybody goes home without an F. So if we are curving it down, the Red Sox, Guardians, White Sox, and Brewers all get an F. Sorry, guys. You guys, again, comment below. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about your team's deadline this year? Did you nail it? Did you get what you wanted? Did you come up short? Do you feel better about your chances now, either for future years with your prospects or for this year with the pieces you got that are going to contribute right away? Comment down below. Let me and the rest of the community know. Stay close to the channel. I have one more trade deadline piece to put a bow on this whole thing. There were several trades that needed to happen and didn't happen. The Cubs had to get a starting pitcher. I wanted the Dodgers to go out and get a lights-out man for the back of the bullpen. Luis Robert needed to be traded. Zach Gallen needed to be traded. I have a lot of thoughts on that, and there are more, and we're going to dig into that. That is going to be the next video, so stay close to that, and then we will be all done with the trade deadline. Again, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, everybody. Make sure to smash that like on the way out. Ballcap Nation, I salute you. Thank you for coming in and spending time with the channel. 2x100 Club, an extra salute to you guys. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. It does amazing things for the algorithm. That's it for this one, everybody. As always, if it's low, let it go. And if it's high, let it fly. I'll catch you next time.